Dear friends, two outstanding stories that would inspire us. Brilliant stories. The story number one is the story of Mrs. Thompson. Mrs. Thompson is a very powerful teacher. She joined a school, a new school, and she was given the charge of the 6th standard. She has a practice of inspiring the students. Every day she begins the class like this: love you all. She gives an introductory statement, love you all. That's the beginning of her class. Every day she utters such a positive, brilliant sentence. That shows that she is a great teacher. But she was also sure that she didn't like all the students, because there was one boy in the class sitting in the last bench in the corner. He never cared to comb his hair, never cared to press his uniform, nor did he ever brush his shoes, never polished the shoes. So the teacher did not like the boy. So when she said love you all, she was pretty sure that she didn't like that boy. Days passed by, first terminal exam 3 months later, and that particular boy failed in all subjects, and she wrote in his progress report, no progress at all. Nothing worth mentioning. No progress at all. That was the comment the teacher wrote in the progress report. The principal called the teacher to his room, asked her to take her seat, and showed the progress report. Then the teacher stood up. She said, no progress means no progress. She walked out of the principal's room with heavy legs. The principal was very nice. He was very creative. He called the attender and asked him to collect all the progress reports of that boy and collect them and bring them to the teacher's table. And teacher found all the progress report there. She took the first class progress report and read, Teddy is the best student of the class. He is outstanding, he is brilliant, and he would reach great heights. That was the comment by the first standard teacher. She was anxious to know the progress report of the second standard and found the same. Teddy is really amazing. He would reach great heights, and he would be one of the persons who would lead our nation forward. That was the comment of the second class teacher. Third standard teacher wrote, Teddy is the best student of the class, but he is upset because his mother is not fine. Fourth standard teacher, Teddy's mother is serious and now he is failing to focus in his studies. That was the comment. Fifth standard teacher, Teddy's mother passed away. Teddy's father married another woman. Now he is totally inattentive. I don't know what would happen to Teddy. As the teacher was reading the progress reports, going through the progress report, she started crying. Very empathetic teacher, and she took a decision. From now on, I will encourage Teddy and I will bring him back to his colorful times. That was the decision of the teacher. Next day onwards, the teacher said, love you all. Still, she knew that she was lying. Do you know why? Because she knew that her love for Teddy was far greater than her love for other children. Okay, that was what happened next day onwards. Okay, she encouraged Teddy for everything, boosted him. Whenever she passed by him, she patted on his shoulder, and she never failed to write positive comments in Teddy's book. To her surprise, for the next term, Teddy passed in all the exams, dear friends, and Mrs. Thompson wrote, Teddy is showing amazing progress. And that was a Christmas time. All the students passed some gifts to the teacher, and teacher observed all the gifts. One of the gifts was wrapped in an ordinary type of paper that was casually covered. Her insight, she understood that might be the gift of Teddy. She opened that gift only in the class. To her surprise, she saw a bangle, but some of the precious stones were missing from the bangle. That was an old bangle, but she took care to wear the bangle in her hands in the class itself, because when she took the old bangle, students started laughing. That's why she wore the bangle there itself. Then there was a spray, okay, and that was about to be over. A few more drops only, and students started laughing, but she applied that spray on her cloth there itself. And bell went, and all the students moved out of the class. She was collecting all the gifts of the students, and Teddy didn't leave the class. He came forward and looked at the teacher and said, "Now you smell like my mom." That's what Teddy said. "Now you smell like my mom." That was the comment of the little boy. And both of them felt wet eyes. Both of them felt wet eyes at that time, dear friends. Days passed by. Teddy became one of the best students of the class. At the end of the academic year, Mrs. Thompson got a small note, a small piece of paper in which it was written, "I have seen many great teachers, but you are the best, Teddy." That was the comment Mrs. Thompson got at the end of the 6th standard. The same note she got in the 7th standard, 8th standard, 9th standard and 10th standard. After 10th, Teddy went to another place for higher studies, and Mrs. Thompson continued for 2 or 3 years, and then she left teaching profession and went for the retired life. A few years later, Mrs. Thompson got an invitation for marriage, and in that invitation letter, she read Dr. Theodore PhD. Dr. Theodore PhD, that was the name of the bridegroom. And at the bottom of the invitation letter, "Your Teddy here, please join my marriage like my mom." That was the comment written by Teddy. And she had her air ticket also with the invitation. She went for the marriage, and she was given the front seat. In the seat it was written "Mother," and she took the seat. After the end of the marriage ceremony, bridegroom introduced the bride to Mrs. Thompson, and he said, "But for the presence of this teacher, I would not have become Dr. Theodore. Except for the support of this teacher, I would not have reached this height." That was the comment of Dr. Theodore. But immediately hearing that, the teacher asked Dr. Theodore to shut up his mouth, and she said, no, that's not true. It's not I who did a favor. It's you who did a great favor to me. It's you who taught me a teacher should be a mother first. It's you who taught me a teacher should be a mother first. So all teachers should be mother-like. Teachers should be mother-like. Story number 2, an outstanding, brilliant, inspiring story. There was a dull boy in a school, very slow to learn. One day, the teacher got angry and shouted at the boy. At the end of the day, the class teacher handed over a small note to the student and asked him to bring the letter, sealed letter, to his mom. The boy went back home, handed over the letter to his mom. The mom opened the letter, smiled, hugged the boy and kissed him many times. The boy was wonderstruck. He asked his mom, "Why? What is written on the paper?" She said, "The teacher has written that you are a nice child and the teacher likes you." She hugged the child again. "Anything else? Anything else?" the boy asked. Then the mom read again, "You are brilliant and you would reach great heights." She hugged the boy again and kissed him a lot. And the boy was wonderstruck again, and the teacher and this mother read the letter again, and the teacher is telling that you are fast to grasp things, so you need not come to school every day. Even without your presence, they are ready to give you promotion to the next standard, so you can stay back home and learn. That was the comment. Final comment. She again hugged the child and kissed him. The child was very delighted and happy. Next day, this mom started teaching the child, and she found that the boy was curious to unplug the toys and refit them again. So she found that boy is interested in that, and she brought this boy a tool kit to unscrew things, operate things, and the boy was handed over a tool kit. With that tool kit, he first operated his toys. Finally, he found out electric bulb. That's the story of Thomas Alva Edison. And one day, his mother passed away after a few years. One day, he was going through the suitcase of his mom, and to his surprise, he found the letter in the suitcase, the letter of the teacher, the letter which his mother read to him years ago. He opened the letter and found one sentence in the note: "Your child is an idiot. He is a dull child. He may work well in the field, but he cannot learn the lessons of the school. Never send him to school." That was the comment written by the teacher in that tiny piece of paper, and Thomas Alva Edison started crying, and he said a world famous quote: "Thomas is an idiot and the mother of Thomas is a genius." That's what Thomas Alva Edison uttered. Dear friends, so in our life's journey towards excellence, there would be moments where we would be struck by, we would be disturbed by the games played by destiny. There may be hardships. There may be times when you don't have enough money to go forward in your lives. There are tough times in our lives, but never quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when funds are low and debts are high, and you want to smile, but you have to sigh, and care is pressing you down a bit. Rest if you must. Don't you quit. In the tough times of our lives, when people label you, and people would tell that you wouldn't reach anywhere, you are a dull child, don't quit. Don't quit. If you want, you can go and take rest and start your journey from zero, and you would reach great heights. There was a little boy, the teacher said he is dull. The boy was not able to speak till he was 4 years old. Everybody thought that child is a dull child, a slow learner. That child turned out to be Albert Einstein. So nothing can stop us. Let's work hard and create history. If you don't get a miracle, be a miracle. Thank you and all the best.